One of the more common tests we use in bacteriology to help identify bacteria is to determine what carbohydrate or carbohydrates that organism can ferment, if any. In this particular lab, we're going to be using Phenol Red maltose and Phenol Red lactose broth. Now, the media contain the pH indicator Phenol Red, and Phenol Red is red at a neutral pH, turns from yellow to clear at an acid pH. It also allows us to detect gas production from fermentation because it contains an inverted small test tube called a Durham tube or gas tube. And this Durham tube is filled with the broth to begin with, but if gas is produced, that gas goes up the tube, pushes the liquid out, and creates a large gas bubble. And the medium contains one specific carbohydrate, in this case either maltose or lactose. Now there are a couple of possible end products of fermentation. When bacteria ferment sugars, they produce acid end products, and the acid in turn can lower the pH and turn the Phenol Red pH indicator from its red color at a neutral pH to a yellow to clear color as acid is produced. If gas is also produced during fermentation, that appears as a large bubble in the Durham tube or gas tube that's inside the broth tube. So here we see the three possible end results of fermentation. Now this is an uninoculated tube again that you started with. Notice it's red, indicating a neutral pH, and the inverted test tube has no gas bubble in it. Now one possibility is that the bacterium won't ferment the carbohydrate. And as we see in this case, the Phenol Red has remained red, indicating no acid production, and there's no bubble in the gas tube. So that will be no fermentation of the carbohydrate. In this case, the carbohydrate is lactose, so that will be no fermentation of lactose. In this tube, we see fermentation of lactose, the carbohydrate in the tube, with acid production, but no gas. So we see the Phenol Red has turned yellow, indicating acid, but there's no bubble in the inverted test tube or Durham tube. So that would be fermentation with acid and no gas. And finally, we have fermentation with acid and gas. In this case, the Phenol Red has turned yellow, indicating acid, but notice up here we see a large bubble in the Durham tube, and that would be the gas. So this would be fermentation with acid and gas.